What's good? It's Jordan. Today I'll be talking to you about confusing cockiness for confidence. See, in this life today, we have to understand the impacts and inspirations that we may provide in this life today. We have to understand our image is important. Our image is important because we may portray an image that may be negative, and others may see that image and they may try to actually copy that image and mimic that image, and we think that we're actually helping other people with our negative image, when in reality what we're imposing on others is that it's right to have a rebellious negative image. And when people start to go into society with a negative rebellious image, but essentially we're saying and training ourselves to be as negative. We're training ourselves to actually walk with a negative frequency. We have to understand our image is important in this life today. With that being said, we have to understand that cockiness is not a form of confidence. Many times we get it confused because we are not paying attention to the factors that it plays, and we think that we can lead with cockiness, but in reality, when we lead with cockiness, what we have to understand is we are not being our authentic selves. What we have to understand is we are not being authentic when dealing with other people. And this can cause a issue within ourselves, and we can impose an identity crisis if we are not being truthful to ourselves and if we are not being authentic to ourselves. Many times we may see things in this life that other people may do, and things that other people may do, it may impose on us, and we may start to actually take those ideologies and personal traits from those individuals and use it in our own lives, thinking that we can. See, the worst thing about it is when we decide that we want to copy somebody else, and when we decide that we want to follow behind somebody else, because if we do not have a strong base and foundation within ourselves, we will lose ourselves. When we decide that, hey, if somebody is able to do this and do that and gain some sort of personal success from doing that thing, then we want to incorporate those traits in our personal lives to gain the results that that person may gain. But what we have to understand is everybody is not the same. We have to understand that cockiness is not confidence. And essentially, when you're cocky, you may not have the confidence but want to display yourself as if you're confident so other people can see that you have quote unquote confidence. When you're confident, you're calm, patient, full of faith, full of strength, and not filled with fear. That is confidence. When you're cocky, essentially, you have all these negative traits: fear, envy, jealousy, boastfulness, but you're suppressing them for a moment to try to act like you have positive traits through the cockiness that you may perceive, that you may bring forth to other people. And we have to understand this because even when we go into social settings, business settings, even incorporating into our own lives, we may try to be cocky and display as if we are confident, and others may see through that. Especially in business ventures, what we have to understand is people are constantly testing, because in business ventures, you may network and collaborate with other people, and they want to know who you are. And when you decide that you do not want to play the role of being authentic and you deal with these people, they can see right through it. The reality of it is people are actually weeding people out, especially in business ventures, before they deal with them. So you can have this mind frame and mentality of being cocky for however you feel like you want to have it for, but it will not last long in the large scheme of things, especially over a duration period of time dealing with different people. Some people are able to read and see right through that, but if you know what real confidence is and how to be confident, then you will never have that issue. It's as simple as somebody asking you a question. if you know this thing, if you know what is going on in an interest that both of you may have. And you might not know what is going on. You might not know the interest that that person may have. And instead of you telling that person that you do not know that thing that that person may be talking about, even in that shared interest, you decide to tell them that you do know. You decide to tell them that you are well informed on that thing. Now, when that person continues to ask you questions about that interest and you are not well informed or well equipped, people can see through that due to the fact of the matter of you being lost, confused, due to the matter of you not being able to answer the question. But if you had said to that person that you do not know and you want more information on that thing, they would provide you information on that thing. But because you decided to lie about it and not tell them the truth, now they can see right through you, just because you're trying to appease that person and gain validation from that person and trying to impose on that person that you are confident and you know everything. This is a form of cockiness, and many times when we continue life doing this, we never really learn, we never really understand anything, we never really build the confidence that we need, and we never have structure. Structure is important. Having a foundation, the base foundation is important. Understanding that we aren't going to know everything or understand everything. But if we're real enough to say that we don't know or understand this thing, or we haven't pursued this interest further, then people are fine with that. People are fine with teaching us if we're willing to learn, if we're willing to do the research, if we're willing to take the time to actually understand. People will teach you if you're willing to be a student. That is what is important in this life, because many times many people do not want to be the student. They rather be the master without understanding the role of a student first and just going straight to the role of being a master. It doesn't work like that. No matter how much you feel like you can be a master, you have to be a student first, and you have to understand the role of the student and the time it takes for you to actually be a master. That is the importance of understanding how to be humble. See, in this life today, there's going to be many various situations that we are going to encounter, especially as a human in this world and in this life today. But what we must understand through these encounters is being authentic, being real. Many of us may lack confidence right now in our own personal lives. Maybe in the present time, we may struggle with how to be confident. In the past, we might have not been confident. In the future, you can change the direction and course of your life if you understand the true meaning of being confident. Many times we may look at other people in this life. We have to stop looking at other people and what other people do and focus on ourselves and focus on what we can do. When we start to lose faith and understanding in self, then we start to look towards others for direction. And when we start to look towards others for direction, we'll never find direction. It's best that we look towards God and ourselves, because we only have God and ourselves in this life today. Our friends, family members, and associates, they cannot walk us through life in everything. No matter how much we may want them to, we have to understand the role that we play in our own lives, because everybody plays a role in their own lives. And it's best that we understand that we have to seek God first and then focus on ourselves. When we start focusing on others and relying on others, we'll never get the benefits and resources and rewards that we want. This journey, many times, is a solo one. But if you're putting God first, focusing on God and focusing on self, then God will take you through the path and direction that He needs you to be on in this life today. It is important that we understand ourselves, and it is important that we understand our lives and what we can do in this life today in order for us to destroy cockiness and understand the basis, foundation of being confident, walking with confidence in this life today. So today, I want to leave you with this scripture, and I hope that this scripture can help you in your daily personal life today. 1 Samuel 2:3. Talk no more, so very proudly. Let no arrogance come from your mouth, for the Lord is the God of knowledge. By him, actions are weighed. I want to thank you for watching today. Peace.